Hello, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. It has been a minute, you guys, but welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Tarot Talk Live. My name is Catherine, and welcome back to the show, everybody. I have been out on leave. I recently had surgery, you guys. I am able to talk, okay? I am taking things very slowly, getting back into the groove. So my books are not yet open for personal readings, but I am back and working on the show. So I felt like it was important to start here, okay? I will be getting back into action on my other channels. Tarot Talk Live is also part of a group of three. I have two other channels, Queen Cancer Tarot and She Reads Tarot. The links for both of those are below. All right, you guys. But again, welcome back, you guys. I am so sorry I've been gone. I've been out. I had surgery on my throat. So healing has been crazy slow. And it has been a grueling process, grueling, you guys. But I am here, I'm blessed, and getting better. So let's get started. Start today with a bit of a fun reading, conspiracy theories. It's been a while since we've had a long version episode, and tonight we are going to be focusing on a child star, Raven Simone. We all know her from That's So Raven and The Cosby Show. You guys, Raven Simone has had a lot of success um, in acting, in her acting career since being on the Cosby Show and That's So Raven. I think that show went off air like many years ago, many moons ago when I was a kid. I used to watch that show. Um, she is now married to a lady named Miranda Madey or Madey. Miranda Madey. Miranda Madey or Madey. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. I'll figure it out. But anywho, I thought I would do a show or a conspiracy theory episode on Miss Miranda. And I want to know, is Miranda really with Raven for love, or is she with Raven for opportunity? There have been recent headlines about Miss Miranda Madey. She has publicly addressed rumors regarding her marriage to Raven. Okay. And she has been emphasizing that their union is based on love and not financial gain, right? Because some people have called her basically an opportunist. She recently got on a podcast of hers. And she confidently stated that she is financially independent and that she's richer than her wife. Like this lady literally out of her mouth, sitting next to her wife, says that I am independently confident and I am richer than my wife. I have more money than she does, basically. And she's trying to counter claims that she's married for money. All right. So this couple who they got married in June of 2020, mind you, right in the heart of the pandemic. Okay. Literally in the heart of the pandemic. And they continue, and she continues to face scrutiny about this. But Miranda's statements aim to clarify that their relationship's foundation, um, and to also dispel misconceptions about their relationship. So, is it really for love or is it for money? So, let's go ahead and look to see what the oracle messages say. All right. So, first of all, let's look at the energy around Raven. Let's look at the energy around Raven. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Raven, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Raven. What is the energy around Raven in regards to this marriage? Okay, so we have gambling. Okay, don't risk too much. Hmm. It says excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. And then it says authority. Be self confident. So somebody could have a gambling addiction. It says take on the role of a leader and everyone will respect you. Be self confident. So, definitely, I know there may be some self esteem issues that Raven may be dealing with. Have been, she may have been taking a risk in this connection. So, there's the energy of, perhaps maybe I feel like Raven takes risks in relationships due to her lack of self-esteem or confidence in herself. Okay. And I feel like she may risk her her wealth, you know what I'm saying, by attaching herself to people in this way. Hold on for just a second, okay? Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry. I am back with you. Sorry about that. All right. So I will. So I'll even go as far as to say, with gambling and authority, it could be that Raven, perhaps the energy, and this is the energy around her concerning this connection. So it could be that she knew or felt that it was a potential gamble getting with this person. However, with authority here, be self confident, especially by her having the appearance of being the masculine in the connection for sense of a, I don't know how to say it, but that is the role that she appears to want to be in. It is giving me energy of her being very controlling. Okay. Being very aggressive. Okay. The aggressor or the aggressive one in the connection. All right. And I'm going to even go as far as to say the breadwinner, but she says that she's wealthier than her wife. So, and we're talking about Miranda Made or Made. Okay. Um, yeah. So we have home base here underneath the deck here when it comes to Raven's energy. So again, I'm feeling that home is very much like she has, I'm sure, growing up as a child star and being placed in roles where pretty much you have like this cookie cutter lifestyle. I am almost positive that her ideas, even though I'm sure she grew up in a home before she, or in a house or in a home with family before she became famous. However, she was very much a young child, very young, when she started on the Cosby Show. So I know, okay, I know that, she went right into having her own show, and That's So Raven, and I know that she's jaded. I know that her mentality of what a family should feel like is etched in her brain and stayed in her brain from those roles, right? So she has this, very much has like this mentality of wanting to have this home environment. Okay. And I feel also with change your environment here in home based, I'm getting an energy of her wanting to change her ultimate view on how things actually are, because from what I understand, she has had some ripples when it comes to her family members, perhaps. Okay. Of her. Now, this is alleged. Okay. The streets are saying that this is the case. I will put my fair use disclaimer up. Okay. But again, hey, I feel like she was taking a gamble. I feel like she's very home based. I feel like this person, this Miranda person, does not appear to me from just the couple of very jagged interactions that I've seen of her. I don't see her as being a very homely person. Okay. But she is putting on this for, I guess, for Raven, and apparently Raven is believing her with flexibility here. Okay, being flexible in your methods here with being home based or having these views. She's having to be flexible because this Miranda person is absolutely nothing to do with having a family cohesive type ish situation. Like, it's very non traditional. Okay. Just from what I have heard her describing, okay, as what their relationship is. Now, if Raven likes it, do we love it? I don't know about that statement. Sometimes I think we need to push back on that sometimes. Like, to each his own, yes. And I think that we should support people when they say that they love someone, but it doesn't mean you can't, like, side eye a situation. Like, 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 like you're not quite sure what's happening. Okay. You're not quite sure what's happening. You know what they're telling you is happening, but that ain't quite what you're saying. So you're just gonna tilt your head to the side like Scrappy and pretend, or Scooby, and pretend like nothing is actually happening, because that's what everybody else is doing. And if they like it, hey, I guess you gotta love it. No, not really. So let's see here, and then we'll look at her energy really quickly before we move on to the tarot. So let's see. We're going to look more at Raven's energy here. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell me about Raven's overall energy. I'm just going to pull a couple more here. Tell me about Raven's energy, her overall energy as it pertains to this connection. Y'all see it? As I see it. Thrills. Okay. This says bad decisions. Okay. Continuous cycles here. Okay. I'm going to put that right over this gambling card here. I mean, that sounds like a thrill to me. A thrill seeking. Do you know what I'm saying? Taking risks that you know you shouldn't be taking, Raven. Let's see. What else we got here? Look, family. Doing this because I feel as though she has developed a very um, warped sense of what family is. And I feel like her self esteem is probably hurting at this point because she's been seeking this and getting, instead of getting that, she's getting people that are hurting her and taking advantage, right? Her inner talks about her inner circle and her making these bad decisions when it comes to her inner circle because of her need for family. I'm going to tell you right now, under the deck, look, burned bridges and distance. And I feel as though Raven has become internally distant, not just with others, but I feel like also with herself because of her whole misidentification or lack of being able to identify with her heritage and herself being a Black person. Um, she seems and tends to embrace her other ethnicities that she done Googled and looked up on, ancestry.com and got that report with the percentages. And I think she's focusing way too much on the percentages here. But again, the bridges have been burned and she has a severe lack of trust. And I feel like when she looks at her own people, that is kind of what hurts her the most. So she probably from that because when she looks at it, she identifies with people that have hurt her, okay, in her family and all of this. And so rather than going on this cycle, I feel like she feels as though she's making a safe, good decision for herself by completely distancing herself from her people. And with waves here, okay, waves under the deck, I feel like she's created a lot of waves. And because of this, that's pretty much been a cycle, a vicious cycle of kind of separating herself from others, people being disloyal, her own people turning their back on her, and her further distancing herself. So, again, I feel like this has been a situation that has been brewing for a while with her. And I feel like this love affair, basically, that she's having is because of her being very hopeless, okay, when it comes to love and having that connection that she wants and longing for that connection here. This is longing here, wanting that connection and wanting things really badly, okay, even when it's not necessarily for you, can be very detrimental. And we know this, right? So let's go ahead and look at the tarot messages for her, and then we will move on to Miranda's overall energy, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty questions here. All right, Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about the energy, overall energy behind Raven regarding the connection with Miranda. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. What is the overall energy surrounding Raven as it goes for this connection? Holy Spirit, So we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Six of Wands here. Again, I feel like this was thrill seeking for her. That Knight of Cups is one who is kind of attention seeking, okay? Very flirty, not really too serious, but with that Six of Wands, wanting things to succeed, having a very high level of wanting to succeed and feeling confident because of it. So I feel like it was more of a quest for confidence when it comes to her getting with Miranda. So let's see what else. We have the Three of Swords here. And we have the King of Pentacles here. All right. So this is giving me energy of, being let down, um, and having separated yourself from others. That King of Pentacles gives gives Raven, I feel like, a sense of security and protection. This whole sense of I'm going to be the masculine, the breadwinner. I'm going to control how this family is, how my family is going to be, and I'm going to be the head of the household, and I'm going to make sure it gets done the right way. And I feel like this is her way of making sure that it doesn't fail. Okay, with that Six of Wands, there's a strong sense of wanting this to work and also wanting others to see her succeed, right? This is like a really huge thing for her. And look, we have the Sun here. Okay, so there's an indication of seeing things, or being seen, being in the open, or feeling exposed. Okay, feeling as though people are looking at you or seeing something about you. And look, with the Ten of Swords, this is that betrayal. I feel like there's a strong sense of the world seeing her be in a connection with this person that really is not there for good intentions. I feel like this is going to be something that hurts her even more than any of the previous connections that she's been in. That Three of Swords also is an indication of her being let down, thinking that she's safe, and thinking that if she just comes in with the masculine energy, that is somehow going to protect her from being hurt. And I feel like she's going to find out that this is not the case. Under the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles, true pair here with that King of Pentacles energy, but we have the Seven of Cups. This is an energy of feeling very, very much in your feelings. And why? Because you put your feelings on the line, and I feel like she's going to be let down here. Because look, we have the Emperor, and look, we have the Four of Swords here. Okay, and this is talking about having clarity. I feel like being able to see with the Emperor energy here that just because you control a situation doesn't mean you control the way the person feels about you. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's going to be a problem for her. That is going to be a problem for her. That's when she's going to draw the line. That's what's really going to end up frustrating her at the end of the day. You have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands here. I feel like the way she's planning things to go is not the way that things are necessarily going to be, right? And I feel like she's going to be disappointed in a major way when things don't go her way. Okay? When things do not go her way, she's going to be extremely hurt by this. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like she's not going to be able to control what people are saying. That Four of Swords also refers to communication and keeping people quiet, or keeping people on the outside quiet. She's not going to be able to do this. That's where she's not going to be able to control, and that's when she's going to have a problem. We already saw her crashing out when she jumped online telling people to stop it in the comments, and she repeated it, just stop it, like, I'm sorry, Raven, but these people are your fans, and sometimes fans will act like they are doing what's best for you even when you're not, just like a parent would, right? And these are diehard fans, and these people are not letting up with their opinions. I mean, I'm on here doing my own reading because I think it's do when I look at her wife. I'm sorry, it's screaming narcissist. She is giving heavy narcissist energy, and unfortunately, I'm sorry, I can't change that. So let's go ahead and look at Miranda's energy here. Okay, her overall energy as it pertains to the connection with Raven. So we looked at Ravens. Let's now look at Miranda's overall energy as it pertains to the connection. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Miranda's energy as it pertains to the connection overall with Raven. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about. It bothers me just even. So, look, y'all. First card out, okay? Sweet success. Sweet success. I hit the jackpot. Here we go. We have Raven here gambling, and then we have her wife also feeling as though she hit the jackpot. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm feeling. It says get what you want here, y'all. Look at this. Get what you want. I can't. I mean, the card said it, not me. And it also says spiritual work here. Spiritual work. You are a light worker. I feel as though she has Raven convinced that she is some sort of a sent presence in her life, honestly. The way I'm listening to Raven talk about her versus the way she talks about Raven, it is giving me two totally different energies, and I feel like she's definitely there for purposes that maybe we all don't quite understand fully. um and all Raven is looking for is, love. Under the deck here, fruits of labor, y'all. Look at this. Rich gain is here, y'all. I can't not make this up. I'm pulling the cards in the exact same way that I pulled for Raven's energy, y'all. And this is what I'm getting. And we also have star power. Y'all, I cannot freaking make this up, y'all. Star power. Fruits of labor. Rich gain is here, and step into the spotlight, y'all. I cannot wait. I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna email this reading over to Tisa. Tisa tells, because baby, wait until sees this, if she happens to open the email, y'all. I don't know if she even has time to even look at my emails, but I think that this is interesting, and I know she did a live about this the other night. Okay, but this is crazy, baby, crazy. So it looks like to me she's there for her own wellness. She's there for her own health, live a healthier lifestyle. She's trying to it's all about longevity, baby. Hey, I'm not gonna knock her. All right. We just have to, shake Raven up a little bit, like, hey Raven. You see what's going on, Raven? So let's just look here at this other oracle deck here and see what it is saying. As it comes to Miss Miranda Madej, um, what is the overall energy? I mean, it's saying here that she's here for sweet success and star power and to be seen, right? Fruits of labor. Oh, wow. Y'all, this is crazy. Crazy. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Miranda Madej. What is her overall energy as it pertains to the connection with Raven? Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Miranda Madej. Drowning. So she is in a state of drowning. Does she feel as though she's drowning in the connection? Talks about being overextended. So there could be a situation where she was hitting rock bottom. She may have more money now. We have boundaries here. Overextending and crossing boundaries, it says disrespectful. She strikes me as someone who's very disrespectful. And we have defend yourself, extremely defensive. Extremely defensive. I feel like with drowning, I feel like it's always some sort of emotional drama when it comes to her. She even like her whole stance that like she even sits like she's in defense mode. Okay, the way she sits next to Raven, it's like she's prepared to defend herself. I'm not even kidding. When it comes to this woman, I'm telling you. Let's see what else we have. We have sipping, okay? Sipping on some tea and nosy. I definitely see an energy of her being all up in Raven's business. Okay, I'm feeling an energy of her being extremely nosy in the connection, not giving her the time of day. With drowning, I feel like she likes to drown her out. I feel like she wants to drown Raven's energy because she's jealous. She's crossing boundaries because she's being disrespectful. She can't stand her getting attention. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, terrible. We have shattered, okay? Broken, failures. Yeah, she is feeling as though her life is a failure. Okay, under the deck we have exhausted, okay, and we have stagnant. So she's tired of the fact that her life is not going anywhere. um all of her dreams and goals that she set for herself as a kid when she was watching Even Stevens, she never was able to accomplish that. So instead, she's now going into a situation with Raven, who has established herself, and she's trying to hold on to the coattails. She's trying to hold on to the coattails, but it is tiring her out. She's exhausted. She's tired. She's not getting quite the reception that she thought she would get. And it's very frustrating for her. Okay. Um, and she's tired of hearing everything about Raven, Raven, Raven. I feel like the fact that the show is that so Raven annoys her. Like she can't, it's the whole thought of everything being about Raven. That is a huge problem for her. I think she actually did watch the show. And I think that she secretly just has an issue with Raven. So let's see. Let's look at the tarot messages. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Miranda Midday. What is the energy around Miranda, please? Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about the energy surrounding Miranda as it comes to the connection. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about. Okay. So we have the Four of Wands, and we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Tell me about Cancer, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell me about Cancer, please. And we have the Two of Wands in the reverse and the Hermit. Two of Wands in the reverse and the Hermit. That's funny. That's funny. Tell me about Miranda, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Gemini energy coming through, or Taurus energy. Y'all, I'm sorry. Taurus energy. Um, what is wrong? Yo, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Taurus energy, Virgo energy here. And we have the Five of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, y'all. she's um she's very unhappy with the stability, the financial stability that Raven has. She's very jealous of Raven and the stability that she has. Under the deck, we have the Two of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the World with the Magician and the Four of Pentacles. Listen, like I said, with the Two of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, this is an energy of your person that you're supposed to be in a connection with, feeling isolated or feeling or isolating their person. Do you see what I'm saying? And that entire interview thing that they did on the podcast where she was talking smack about I didn't never said that I didn't know, um or something like her being on the show, or something like she started this podcast, not Raven. She had to go out of her way. And every time she says something or opens her mouth, she has to go out of her way to isolate Raven, Simone, or to make her feel some type of way. Ace of Cups here in the World, it's like this person, their intentions are to get closer to this person so that they can have more opportunities, right? Get more invites, get recognition, have more friends in that inner circle. But with the World here, there's an energy of this person being on the outside, okay? being on the outside, never really truly being invited on the inside. You're only there because of who you're with. You know what I'm saying? With the Magician and the Four of Pentacles, being so guarded about the fact that everyone is so attracted to Raven and not Miranda. Making sense, y'all? That Four of Wands here with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, this person, it's an energy of that Four of Wands talks about celebrating or being celebrated by your friends and your family. But with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like they're not really celebrating you, right? Um, because this talks about being a failure, okay? Not necessarily being the one that's being celebrated for doing well. It's your person, okay? Again, Two of Wands in the reverse, someone who has not really hit their goals in life, you know, not really made, not really hit their goals. And because of this, with that Hermit energy, this is somebody who's like, doesn't want to come out and let the world see the fact that they are a failure, that their person is the one who's succeeding. Again, Five of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, you know, being devastated, knowing that you don't quite meet up to the success of the person that you're right next to. And this kills her. She is a narcissist and an ego maniac, an attention seeker. You can even tell by the poor look on Raven's face when she said um something like it's or something like, and I started this show, not her, or something. I don't know, just a hot mess. And just the look on Raven's face just kind of full story. All right, behind this lady's narcissism. Like even Raven is seeing through your bullshit here, you know? And she's here defending, well, she wasn't defending her on that podcast, but when they came on their own show, I think, and did like that Q&A, or it wasn't even a Q&A, it was just her speaking out. That was a hot mess too. Yeah, every conversation is awkward with the two of them that I have seen personally, and I haven't even seen many. But what I've seen, it's all awkward, extremely. So I just thought I would focus on their overall energies, y'all. I do have more questions that I want to go into, and we'll do that in the next reading. But I thought I would start there. I'll come back with a part two, though. See you guys in a bit. Bye. I will make sure I put the link for part two in the comments. Okay.